and let's have some fun. Hey, welcome back to the Prem Show. I am here with Lori.
Hi, everyone.
And today I have a special guest. I have Fitz Walker. You may know his sister. Do you want to tell you who your sister is?
My sister runs the YouTube channel What Did I Just Watch? Also known as Shasha. She's my younger sister. And it's really exciting to see her channel grow and watch her review really obscure movies. And she's like, "Here's this movie." I was like, "I've never heard of that movie. Where did you find that?"
Okay.
But that's her passion, and I'm really happy to see you guys connect. And it was really entertaining watching her talk about stuff. And it's amazing of what she can remember too. She has a mind like a sharp as a tack. So
Yeah.
I wish I had the memory that she has. So today,
This one right here, she's the same way. She has a very wide memory when it comes to certain things.
I'm lucky. I'm looking if I can remember what I did yesterday, much less a movie I saw 20 years ago, as a 12-year-old or something,
Okay. So we are located in Connecticut, and where are you located?
I am in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Well, right now where it's hot as hell, Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
So what's the temperature?
I envy you. A lot of times, usually before things shut down, I would go up to Connecticut during the summertime to visit family and bask in a nice mild weather you guys have up during the summertime versus down here, but not so this year.
Okay. Yeah, we had a little heat wave going on too on the East Coast, but it didn't last as long as your guys have. Obviously, still going through it, so I hope you guys can eventually have it go away, dissipate, because up here was brutal, and we're not really used to that type of heat. Like we get a little span, and we might get a 90, but we was doing like 100 and 100.
Well, then that's unusual.
Yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Nice thing about here is at least all the houses are prepared, so we all have central air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
So at least inside is nice. Just when you walk out, you walk into a wall of humidity and heat. It's just depressing. It's debilitating.
Yeah, I was saying to Lori, we're about to walk back into the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, imagine a humid oven. I was actually out today doing some stuff with my hobby this morning, and it was actually kind of nice. It was only 90 degrees and 80% humidity. Yeah. It was like the high 80s. It was actually pretty nice, a little bit overcast, and it was better than usual for this time of year.
Okay. But you know what? Since you collect and do stuff like that, maybe I have to get you on my show and do an interview on it, like how you got into it, stuff like that one day.
Sure. Be happy to.
Yeah, 'cause I definitely want to branch out. My YouTube platform is dealing with anything that's in the movie industry or TV shows or anything related to it. But I definitely want to branch out and get into stuff like that. People that collect and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see you have looks like a comic book. Is that the Hulk behind you and some stuff?
Oh, that's my poster.
Yeah.
That's the whole wall.
Super long posters.
Wow, it's like a mural.
Yeah, so it runs.
Wow, it's huge.
Yeah, it's one poster. It's the whole wall.
Oh wow, okay. So that's comics and figures and stuff like that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, actually, I need to start collecting some figures. My coworker, he collects some. His name is Burns. He works with me. I think I have some smaller ones, like maybe 4 inches of Naruto, stuff like that. And I misplaced it, but I think I'm gonna get into Marvel and start collecting some stuff. Maybe I'll start off with the $100 range because I'm on a budget, and then I'll work my way up.
Yeah. I understand some really nice stuff. I forgot the companies. There's one called not Dark Diamond. There's Diamond Select. And I thought there was another one that's really well known for figures, comic book figures. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
but I see some really nice stuff out there.
Yeah, I usually follow a couple of channels. Sometimes me and Lori watch them, and they talk about the statues, the display, the lighting, how to take care of them, where to buy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So definitely want to get into it. Celebrating summer blockbuster movies. of course, I'm not sure your age range, but we're the generation that kind of came in with the blockbuster movies. This was something that was done in the 70s. Prior to the 70s, it was never done like blockbuster movies, except for one. And that was like an unofficial one. That was Gone with the Wind. I did some research on that. And that
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
was the first, big blockbuster movie, but they never used that title for that movie.
Just a side note, I read that book some years ago. I was home for summer and I was kind of bored. And this is where I was. There was like no internet. This is like pre-internet days. And I was home from school. And for some reason, my parents had the book on the shelf. And I said, that's interesting. So I just picked it up. It's like, this thick. And it was a really interesting read. It's really a lot. They cut out a lot in the movie. The movie is a real sanitized version of the book in a lot of ways. And so I can see, I understand that movie was like, it was like the first blockbuster ever. It was such a popular movie. And so widespread.
So do you remember what the story was about?
Gone with the Wind?
Yeah.
It's been a while I looked at it. Well, of course, you had Scarlett O'Hara, which was the main character. You had Rhett Butler. They had another lady. I forgot what her name was. So Scarlett had basically an arch rival. I remember in the book she kept calling her a mealy mouth something or another. Another lady that they were both sort of pining for another gentleman, not Rhett Butler. I think it was another young man that they were both sort of trying to court at the time. And I'm it's been a while since I read it, and you haven't seen the movie. And and I think the Civil War basically gets in the way of everything. And then Rhett Butler shows up, and he's not really all that well respected, if I remember correctly, when he first shows up. He was sort of a man of means. He was sort of a gentleman of high society, relatively speaking, but I think he was some sort of merchantman or something like that. And I can't remember how late he shows up. One of the interesting things that I remember is that Scarlett was married like 3 or 4 times in the book. In the movie, she's never married, I think, until I guess she kind of gets together a little bit with Rhett Butler. But in the movie, in the book, she was actually married several times, and each of her husbands died. I think they both died in the Civil War. One died in the Civil War. I think he was some sort of soldier or something. And another one survived the war, but he got involved with the Klan. And he was killed in some altercation while he was doing, I don't know, some clanny stuff or something like that. And she actually had several kids. She had like 2 or 3 kids too. So she was a widow a couple times over and a single mother when basically she was going back and forth with Rhett Butler. And so there was, like I said, a lot of stuff with sanitized. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Do I know you?
Hey, how you doing, ladies?
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't come to the picnic late on the 4th of July.
Of course. Should I say good morning?
Yeah, I actually did wake up at 2:00.
Okay.
Some things never change. Well, anyway, thank you for I was going off on a tangent anyway, so thanks for bored the audience to death.
We were just like, talking, doing a small chat before we got into the topic, celebrating summer blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
So since we're here, let's dive into it with the first one, and that is childhood memories of blockbuster movies. So
can I just backtrack one bit, just a touch? So you talked about that movie, Gone with the Wind, being the first unofficial blockbuster. I wonder what's really considered the first blockbuster. Would that be Star Wars or Jaws? What do you
I think Jaws.
I have it in my question, my speed.
Oh, okay. I got jumped ahead. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah. So I don't
pretend I didn't say anything.
But I will go with you, Fitz. Can I call you that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Call me anything you want. Just call me late for dinner.
All right. Childhood memories of blockbuster movies. Do you have any memories of going to a blockbuster or remember seeing in one?
I actually am old enough to remember seeing Star Wars as a kid.
Okay.
In the theater. I had only bits and pieces. I was very, very young, but I remember several scenes. I remember the theater laughing when at the very beginning when C-3PO and R2-D2 walk across the hallway as laser blasts are flying around them. Remember the scene when the stormtroopers invade the Leia's ship and they're firing at each other, and then the two robots just sort of walk through the corridor as lasers like you're gonna get blown away, and then they didn't get hit. And I remember that was such a funny scene. And I remember people laughing in the theater, and I remember being a kid like thinking that was the funniest thing ever. So I actually do remember bits and pieces of Star Wars. That was my earliest memory, I think, of any blockbuster.
So, Lady Sasha, do you have any fond memories?
I don't remember Star Wars. I don't know if I
would
was
hope
there.
not.
That's probably I think I was probably 2 years old, but I think the earliest one I can remember, I don't recall whether it was a summertime, but I do remember sitting in the front row at Showcase Cinemas East Hartford watching Superman 2.
Okay.
I think it was a Superman. No, it might have been the first Superman. It was a Superman,
right?
He caught a bus. I remember he caught a bus that was like careening or something, and when he came out of the phone booth, the guy was like, "Hey, that's a bad outfit."
Yeah. That's right.
That scene. I remember that scene. So, Lori.
Well, I remember seeing Star Wars, but my best memory is when my grandfather had took me to see Raiders of the Lost Ark. We went to the theater on Whitney Avenue in Hampden, and it was just so big to me because I was going to the movies with my grandpa. So big deal for me.
Okay.
It's like our first movie together.
That was a good one. I remember seeing it at the drive-in when I was a kid. And it was such a tonal shift because it was a whole action adventure movie. Then at the end, people's faces started melting.
That was such a great movie and probably a big surprise. And you don't know what you're going into when you watch it. It's like, what is this about? Archaeologist that punches people? What?
He was a Renaissance man, a total package. So Mr. Dan and Hara says, "Hey everyone, how you doing?"
Hi, Mr. Dan.
Yeah. Cool. I saw Superman 2 at the drive-in.
Drive-ins. I remember drive-ins.
Yeah. So for me, the furthest I think I remember E.T. I remember seeing E.T. in the movie theater, and I remember the BMX bikes back then. They were big, and the kids had them. I remember the candy. I think it was Reese's candy back then.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I remember that, and I remember the crate because we used to play basketball on the crate. So when they had the crate on the bike, I'm like, okay, I can relate to that. But I do remember E.T.
You know, I never saw E.T. in the theaters.
No,
I don't know why. I never saw it. Yeah.
Oh,
don't feel
I've seen the movie, but not in the theaters.
Yeah,
I just seen The Color Purple maybe 5 years ago.
I was afraid of E.T.
Really?
because when I went to the movies, my parents, we saw John Carpenter's The Thing, and we saw Alien, and so I just was waiting for him to eat Elliot. I was like, a nice alien. I never seen a nice alien.
Yeah, didn't want to eat your brains or anything.
Yeah. I was like, when is he gonna eat this kid?
I still can't believe they let us see The Thing.
Yeah. I don't think they knew because from their generation, The Thing from Another World was just a guy in like a metal suit. So when they saw it was a remake, they had no way of knowing that it was going to be like that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely true.
Because I'm surprised we're not traumatized by watching The Thing at that young of age.
I enjoyed it.
It's a great movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. But when you're like 10, 12,
yeah. But I think that would draw me into horror movies and especially things. Like it really fascinated me. At the same time, I was like kind of scared, but not too scared. But I definitely enjoyed it. So Jeff says hobby view. All right.
Yeah, Jeff is a good friend of mine. Hey Jeff, thanks for joining.
Hey, how you doing? Glad you came by, man. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. So, do you own any Blockbuster movie posters, T-shirts, and memorabilia when you was younger? I know I had posters.
Oh, I do have one I could show you.
Uh-oh.
I actually rebought it because the one that I had, I still have the one that I had when I was a kid in storage, but I rebought this.
Oh. Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Yeah, my Ghostbusters T-shirt. Yeah, because I had a Ghostbusters T-shirt when I was a kid. I still have the one from when I was a kid. It's somewhere in storage. It's obviously too small for me to wear, so I rebought it. But this one glows in the dark.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
And what about you, Fitz? Any memorabilia in your childhood that you remember that you had? That
I had.
Yeah, or you still have?
Well, I don't know if there's anything I still have. Well, I have. Yes, I had. I used to have a really neat poster from Back to the Future. I think that's considered a blockbuster.
It is.
It was a really cool picture of the DeLorean, like a technical drawing I got out of a movie magazine for that movie. And I've had several posters from the Star Trek films.
Oh,
I know I had one for the motion picture. I still have one. Oh, it's not here. I have a really neat one of the Starship Enterprise. I had one when I went to see Star Trek 6, the last movie with all the crew. We went to the theater and they gave us these nice posters for Star Trek 6. It was really neat. And I think I still have that one wrapped up somewhere. I don't really display all my posters. I have a bunch of them. I have too many of them. So that was mainly the ones I can think of. Of course, being a model guy, I've had lots of models of all various types of stuff from different movies. But I don't know if I call that memorabilia. That's really just...
No, that's memorabilia. It's tied to a movie. That's part of memorabilia.
Oh, well, and I've got a lot. Back here, right here on my table, I told you there's a hobby room. Here is an X-Wing that I've been working on.
That reminded me.
From Star Wars. It's still in the work, so it's kind of half finished. Really Falcon. Yeah.
It plays music, but I won't play it because I don't want this video to get like I don't know whatever they want to do. Yeah, strike against it.
I see Millennium Falcon. I raise you one R2.
Yeah, this is actually this is a Bluetooth speaker. You can play any music through.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's you're gonna give that to me, right?
You got first dibs on it.
I'm the older sibling, right? I get first dibs.
So, Lori, what about you?
Well, when I was younger, I had an ET doll. It was about 5-inch little doll that looked like ET, but now nothing really except Jaws poster. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So Jeff says Star Wars. Cool. For me, I used to buy a lot. Well, not me. My parents or my mother brought me a lot of T-shirts dealing with movies back in the days. So I had a Ghostbuster T-shirt. I had a Jaws T-shirt, and I think I had. Let me see, get this right. What was that Blockbuster movie? It was kind of. I won't say it was raunchy. Airplane. I remember Airplane T-shirt.
They have Jaws T-shirts at Five Below now.
I know. You know what? Five Below got some stuff.
Yeah.
They got some stuff in there. But I want to move on to the next segment. And do you remember any hits songs from Blockbuster movies? Like, the first Ghostbuster was Ray Parker. We're gonna call Ghostbuster, Bobby Brown. We're on our own, etc., etc. Like, I will start with Lady Sasha.
I was rapping along with Bobby Brown on Thursday night when he had the verses with Keith Sweat, and he started singing the too hot to handle, too cold to hold. I'm not gonna do it, but I can. Okay. I know the whole Ghostbusters rap.
Okay. And what about you, Fitz? You remember any songs from any Blockbuster soundtrack?
Well, let's see. Well, you mentioned you mean soundtrack with lyrics?
It doesn't have to be lyrics. It can be anything.
Oh, okay. Well, Indiana Jones is a classic.
There
was when the last Indiana Jones movie came out, there was something going around that says, "Hey, there's some lyrics to the Indiana Jones." And I'm like, "Oh, really? There's lyrics to it?" And you play, it goes, "Indiana F and Jones, Indiana F and Jones." I'm like, okay, yeah, right, okay.
They did that with Jurassic Park too. Like, it was a YouTube video, and it's just like there's dinosaurs.
Yeah,
clickbait. That's the first clickbait.
Yeah,
clickbait.
It was still to the melody of the Jurassic Park theme, but they were just saying dinosaurs over and over again.
It's kind of a key.
I can't remember. I can remember Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. And Devil Wears Prada, the little ringtone. But that's it, really. There's a lot of them out there. So
okay, so we got Kenny Goran. He said, "Hey y'all, look at y'all, looking good."
Good to eat. I was thinking, that's probably one of the things that maybe not spoken about much for Blockbuster is the music. I think a key to a good Blockbuster is really memorable music as well to the movie.
Yeah, so for me, I definitely enjoy the Prince soundtrack to Batman when he did Party Man. That was
Oh
it.
yeah.
Mhm,
And then I definitely enjoy Prince with Purple Rain.
mhm.
And then
Yeah.
what was that? Dirty Dancing. I remember the time of my life. That was a big song.
Yeah. Oh, I like
Let
the
It Go.
rock.
Yeah,
The
Let It
rock.
Let It
Go.
Go. Frozen.
Yeah, yeah, Frozen. I like the rock scores of the 80s. Like was watching the Highlander the other day, and there was a
Mhm.
Queen soundtrack to Highlander and also Flash Gordon. Probably the best thing about Flash Gordon's soundtrack. Maybe the only good thing about Flash Gordon. is the soundtrack.
No, don't go hitting on Flash Gordon. That's a great movie. It's a terrible movie, but it's so terrible it's great.
Staying Alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Foster, Staying Alive,
Mhm.
Bee Gees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you said, it's definitely a hand in hand when it comes to soundtrack and blockbuster movies that we still remember some of these tunes and songs today.
Yeah, I was just thinking Rocky too.
Oh
Eye
yeah.
of the Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was 2.
Was it
That was
2?
it.
Okay, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Even the orchestral score from the montage scene from Rocky 4 when he was working out in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
That song pops into my head randomly sometimes.
Love lift us up where we belong. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
yeah.
I used that montage a little bit of it in one of my videos. That was as a joke. I was working out to do something, and I used bits and pieces of that Rocky
Mhm.
4 montage.
Friend says, "Ha ha, Fist," and I were just talking about Flash Gordon the other day. Yeah,
Yeah, we were. Yeah, yeah.
great movie, great movie. This segment right here is the list that we put together, and I hope you guys enjoy it because me and Lori was like scrambling our brains to put this together. And the first blockbuster movie that we enjoyed, and I think you guys enjoyed too, was Batman: The Dark Knight. What do you guys think about this as a blockbuster? What do you think
Oh,
about
definitely.
it had on superhero movies? Because I think it's one of the better ones today.
Yeah, I
I
can't
don't
disagree with that.
I don't
What's that?
remember that. I don't remember. Is that the one where he broke his back?
No, that's the one when he fought the Joker.
Yeah,
Oh, I only remember the one where he broke his back and
that's Dark Knight
and Bane
Returns. I think.
and Bane was just walking around talking about I was born in the darkness. I like that one.
Wait, you could actually understand what he was saying?
Yeah.
Half the time I was like, "What is he? Can somebody turn on the subtitles in this movie? I cannot understand what the guy was saying."
I'm probably the only person. I'm probably the only person that likes Tom Hardy. I liked him as Bane. I liked him as Mad Max. I liked him in oh God, what's the name of the one where he was covered with the black stuff and he became that creature? I forgot what it's
Venom.
called. Yeah,
Venom.
Venom. I liked him in that too.
Okay.
Yeah, people sleep on Tom Hardy. I don't know why they don't like it.
Actually, Pierce Brosnan just brought his name up because they asked him about the James Bond, and he put his name there as somebody you can see taking over the role, which I can see it too.
Mhm.
The reason why I put this movie up here, The Dark Knight, I think when it first came out, what it did for superhero movies, that they took the script seriously and they made it where it wasn't too outlandish, and it was a perfect combination that we don't see too much. Not taken away from the movies that we see with Marvel, but this is a perfect blend of well-written script. We don't get too much. It's a superhero movie to me, but yeah, it's a drama that has some content to it. It was like a really well-written movie. So
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember having some really, really good subtext to it. And of course, I remember his performance of the Joker, the poor actor who unfortunately passed away. But it was such a he played such a good role in that. You want to see Nestle disappear?
Oh, so that's the one where the Joker was dressed like the nurse.
yeah,
Blew up the hospital. Okay.
Yes.
yeah. I didn't delight till I was already a man. Okay, let's see what he's saying here.
See the light.
Okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
do remember that, King Negro. I do remember that. But you know what? I had a little slight issue with Batman. Like, he was growling a little bit too. And Tom Hardy came in and made his growl even more. Like, I see your bet and raise you one. So yeah, definitely was
Yeah, I remember a lot of people complaining about he growled a little too much when he was. It's like, you can lay off a little bit. But I think he did play a good role as Batman and uh, Bruce Wayne. You know,
Yeah, he did.
You know, I think I still have a pin from this because I worked at the movie theater when Armageddon came out, and then either Deep Impact came out like 2 weeks before it or 2 weeks after it, but they were real close together in the release dates.
So I think this one was a great movie. I think Michael Bay did this one, and I got to say the action in this movie was awesome. I definitely enjoyed the action, the special effects.
I do have one gripe with it. Why did they think that it would be quicker to teach minors how to be astronauts than to teach astronauts how to be miners?
Because reasons.
They're not built like that. They weren't thinkers. When you get up there, you need that muscle. They don't got that. You need some men. No guys out there trying to figure it out. So we need some men to get up on that moon or that chunk of rock and let's get this going.
So I'm going to dissent a little bit, and I remember seeing this in the theater. I may have seen bits and pieces after that. I agree it's a blockbuster, but I put this kind of up with Flash Gordon, and it's really not that great of a movie in some ways.
Oh, it's popcorn. It's definitely popcorn.
Very much a popcorn movie, yes. Physics, not so much. And the plot. You watch this for Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Actually, that was like kind of the height of his career. He was really hot back then. So speaking of physics and things that's like not really possible, this is my next one I have up there.
Hey, Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna put Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah,
they abandoned physics a long time ago, but it's so fun to watch.
What was the one where it took the airplane like 20 minutes to take off? Which one was that one?
I don't know, but my favorite is when the Rock flexed out of a cast, and then when there was a missile next to them, and he just reached out the side of the car and kind of like shoved the missile that way.
Missiles don't have guidance systems. Okay.
King Lee George said typos are the worst on live chat. My bad, y'all. No, we got you. We got you, Clay. We got you. Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed Back to the Future. Great movie.
That's a wonderful movie, yeah. I actually saw it relatively recently. The movie theater here was playing some old movies, and that was one of them. And I took my wife to see it because she had never seen it. And it's still, to this day, it aged really well. It's such an enjoyable, fun movie.
Oh, cool.
It had one of the best rides at Universal Studios, too. It was.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
Did you sit in the front, or were you in the middle?
I rode it so many times. I've been to Universal at least 25, 30 times because my grandparents live in Orlando, so I used to come down here for the summers. But yeah, I've sat in the front, in the back, and I was a little bit sad when they replaced it with. I think it's replaced with the Simpsons ride now, which is it's okay, but it's just not the same.
Nah, not the Simpsons ride. That's disrespectful.
And again,
that says Bugs Bunny has more realistic.
Armageddon. Yeah. I was just going to say, Back to the Future also had such a great soundtrack too.
Yes.
Soundtrack, and what was it? Bruce Springsteen, I think, had the ending song or the main. Yeah.
I gotta check it out. I definitely enjoyed the movie though. Actually, I enjoyed the series because they made a couple more after that first one. I'm trying to think who's the director. Zemeckis.
Was it Robert Zemeckis? Yeah.
Yeah, Zemeckis. Yeah. Spielberg Productions. Zemeckis directed. It's weird to find out that they had a different main actor before they brought in.
Yeah, it was Eric Stoltz. You could still find like the early footage of them where they shot Eric Stoltz and then they reshot it with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Cool. So the next one I got is our buddy here, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Have you guys seen this one?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Homecoming. Which one? That wasn't the one he went to England, was it?
No,
that's Far Away.
Oh, Far Away. Okay.
Homecoming is when he was. It was basically kind of like sort of an origin story where Tony Stark was taking him under his wing.
Oh, yeah.
And he got the new suit, and him trying to balance that with his friends at school.
Yeah, it was like a soft reboot reboot with a twist to it to modernize.
Modernize. Gotcha.
Modernize.
What I did like what they did. I like what they did with what's his grandmother? Was it his grandmother or his aunt?
Aunt B. Is it Aunt B?
Aunt
No, what? Aunt B. It was Aunt. Oh,
Aunt May.
Aunt
Aunt
May.
May. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because they made it younger. Actually, that's the lady from my cousin Benny. That's her. So,
But she's still age appropriate because that woman, she's about 60 years old. It's just that 60 now doesn't look the same as 60 looked in the 50s and to the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
60s and new 40s.
Yeah. Well, think about it. When the Golden Girls show premiered, they were supposed to be 55 years old. Now, what does 55 look like today? It's not at all the same.
Wow.
So,
thanks for that. I'm not that far from 55.
but
I don't look that old. Okay.
You know how they black don't crack.
No, I mean, look at Halle Berry. She's like 52 or 53. Jennifer Lopez is in her 50s. Like 50
Angela
doesn't
Bassett.
look. Yeah, Angela Bassett is 60 something. Like it's not.
That's not the same.
Not the same. Will Smith he's got to be 50. If he's not 49, he's got to be 50.
He's in 50s.
Yeah.
He's in his 50s.
Tom Cruise is 56. Who else is in their 50? Keanu is in his 50s.
Keanu Reeves, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They just keep running so much in their movies they haven't caught up with them yet. So. So here's another great movie that I thought was a great blockbuster, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I have not seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that either. I know of it.
You guys have not seen that?
No.
Drawing a blank on that one. Can't be that much of a blockbuster.
Something got past you, Lady Sasha?
Yeah, that one got past me. I did see Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys, though.
Oh.
and I saw him in 7.
And Bruce Willis was in that, right? 12 Monkeys?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, since you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna give away the story, but you might want to check it out. It's entertaining with action, and it's one of those movies where it has a nice balance of action and comedy, which is hard to do with an action movie. Either they got it or they don't. There's no gray area when it comes to action movies and comedy. I think this.
Oh, that was from 2005. That's the before times.
Yeah.
What's before times?
I'm just joking.
She looked concerned. Her face was like, huh?
What the heck was I doing in 2005? Actually, I moved that year, so maybe that's why I missed it or something. Hey, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I think this one kind of changed the game a little bit.
Oh, yeah. There's a group of women. We've been waiting for this movie since we had Underoos in the 80s. They took forever to give us Wonder Woman.
We had a TV show, Linda Carter.
Yeah.
With her big smile.
But you know what, though? I collect the animation, DC animation, and they always give her props. They have her being strong, being who she is. And it's always was a wonder amongst us collectors and anime guys. It's like, well,
you're talking to more recent animations, the one that Warner Brothers puts out?
Yeah.
Those have been really, really good. I mean, actually, they've been more consistently good than the
movies.
The DC movies. Yeah.
Because
it was good. Yeah.
My younger sister showed me it was a Arkham Asylum full-length movie. It was right after, because I was complaining about a Suicide Squad, and she was like, well, why didn't they just do what they did in the cartoon? And she showed me the cartoon. I'm like, yeah, why did they just do what they did in the cartoon?
Yeah, it was more feasible too in the cartoon, what they did in the movie. And that last part of the Suicide Squad, when the girl was breakdancing at the end,
yeah,
she just lost me.
She was hula hooping and breakdancing. I'm like, what is happening?
What am I watching?
I had to look to my neighbor, like, I had to look around, like, is my mom in this movie theater watching this? Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie, though. That was probably the best of DC movies recently. Generally speaking, they did a good job. Interesting time period, and because they had what's his name in there? I forgot his name.
The guy who plays Kirk. He plays Kirk in the new Star Trek.
Yeah,
Chris Pine.
And,
yeah.
The relationship between the two characters was really well done. It was just I think in her sort of character arc as she grew into the superhero, the World War I scene where she's facing down all the German machine gunners and stuff.
Mhm.
Some really good scenes. They say the end kind of fell apart a little bit with the final battle, and it was I could see the argument there. It wasn't terrible, but I thought that just the themes of the movie and the whole production was really well done.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts, Lori?
Well, that one was good back in 2007, but the most recent one that would come out last year.
Wonder Woman 1985.
Yeah, I didn't like that. They made her look too weak. She was just like begging too much to be Wonder Woman. So I did not like that movie.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the latest Wonder Woman movie?
I have. I didn't. I think it started out really good. It started out so good with the mall scene, and it kind of reminded me of how Superman 2 was, where it was kind of fun at the same time as being a superhero movie. There was that type of comedy, and Shazam was like that too. But then it fell apart with Chitara's character. Like, number one, I hated the CGI that they did with her at the end. I'm like, you're competing with Marvel. You're competing with Marvel now, right? You got to do better.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, though. I think
that shield.
Go ahead, Ben.
And that shield that she had,
Yeah,
was supposed to hold her army, but then it
fell apart when she. Yeah, that didn't make any sense at all.
Lois Bitter.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I had not heard good things about it, so I never went to watch it. I did end up seeing a little bit of it. I was on a trip and I was staying in a hotel, and they happened to be on TV. So, there's a new Wonder Woman. Let me take a look at it. And the few minutes I watched, I wasn't impressed too much with it. It was,
I think
unfortunately,
I feel the same way Lori feels. Like the way you introduce her to the public, as far as movies, she's very strong and in her own, secure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, she's pleading like, "Please don't do this. Please don't do that. Don't do this." Her power was dwindling and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not here.
It's not her. Yeah, it's not her character.
Yeah, it's not it. So the next one I got up here is a really good one that I enjoy.
Oh, that's a good theme for today.
Yeah. And it kind of lines up with today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patriot.
Yeah.
Have you seen this one, Lady Sasha?
I have not seen The Patriot.
This is the first.
I know. You have two movies I haven't seen.
I've never seen her stop. Every time she's on this platform, she knows
an American.
The directors, she knows like all these FYI little informations and stuff.
I know all this useless information.
No, they're not useless, but I'm really flabbergasted. Okay. So, Fitz, have you seen this one?
I have. It's been a while though, but I do remember seeing it. I think I've seen it a couple times, but I don't remember the last time I have seen it. I need to watch it again. I do remember really greatly enjoying it. It was. I didn't think it's probably not all that historically accurate, but it was a very entertaining movie. It was embellished. Yeah, I think a lot of it was embellished. I think there was a YouTuber that went through The Patriot and really did a good dissertation on what was historically accurate, what wasn't. But I do remember it being a really good movie in general, very well made, and good performance by what's his name, the Mad Max there.
Yeah, I found out from some Scottish YouTubers the same thing with Braveheart. That is completely inaccurate.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Braveheart.
Mm-hmm. So,
freedom, because his head fell off.
He says the ambush scene was awesome. Yeah,
I don't remember that specifically.
Yeah, I do remember that scene. It stuck in my head. So that was a great scene right there in the movie. The next one, I'll be honest with you, is a guilty pleasure for me. So don't judge me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this movie.
I'm judging. You're gonna hand in your man card.
No. The sweater scene. When she talked about that sweater, that was so real.
Yeah.
I actually have not seen that one. So
you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
I'm not like co-sign this, Fitz.
Okay. Wait. I have to co-sign it because I don't know. Prim doesn't know this, but my first degree is in fashion design and merchandising.
Okay.
And on one of the very first day of an internship that I was doing down in Greenwich, Connecticut, they were like, "You have to go down to the city and fix this. There's a they put the wrong ribbon on this skirt, and you have to go down there and talk to our Chinese supplier and switch the ribbon out. You have 5 minutes to get to the train. And I was like, this is my first day. So I relate to that movie on a personal level. Also, that character, the boss, she's basically modeled after Anna Wintour, who is the creative director of Vogue magazine.
But you know what? I had a supervisor that put me in the mind of her. That's very, the nudity stuff, but they're very sharp and smart mouth. But the scene where she brought the book to her house and seeing her crying was vulnerable, it showed the other side. And, they finally got a relationship and stuff like that. It's definitely a good movie. I wouldn't call it a comedy. It has some funny parts in it. And I won't call it a heavy drama, but it's a well-balanced movie that fits. I'm not the co-sign this one. Let's take a chance. Watch it. It has some adult themes in there, not like anything sexual, but real life situations, and they resolve them at the end. So I definitely enjoyed this movie because.
Well, Shash, you said it was pretty accurate.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. Okay, I'll check it out.
When I'm telling you, the fashion world is not. It's something else. It's really something else. On the bright side, people drink during meetings. Like they will legit, start pouring liquor and have a meeting, and it's totally normal.
Really?
Yeah. So, and you get to meet people from all around the world. Like that day, the girl that I met when I went down to New York, I was so intimidating because I'm just now, I'm 1 month away from graduation. I don't know my way around New York that well. So I still have to read everything. I get to the building, I have to show my ID, go up to the 10th floor, go into this room with this long glass conference table. And the girl that came in, she was so sweet. It was a girl from China, and she was telling me about the tea that she had, because with Chinese meetings, usually you drink tea for a while before you start your actual business meeting. So that was pretty cool. So I was happy that the school prepared me for that, because we had a whole international relations class that taught us that, okay, when you go to Japan, you might have to go to a tea house and bring a gift. And this is how you conduct business there. And when you go to China, this is how you're going to have to conduct business when you go to Paris, that type of thing. So I was happy that I was prepared for it, but I still was a little bit intimidated.
All right. So formalities and etiquette.
Okay.
I liked it. I like that better than how we do business in America. Sometimes we forget that we're still people. It's okay to ask the person how they're doing before you start business. It really is.
Yeah. We could do a whole new segment on that.
Oh yeah, especially all of us being from Connecticut, because Connecticut has its own culture towards business. There's a saying for people outside of Connecticut that the only thing colder than the weather is the people. And when I moved south, I had to get used to looking at people in the eye and greeting them as I passed. Because like Connecticut, when you're walking somewhere, you're just walking somewhere. But down here, they will look at you like, did you just walk by me and not say good morning or good afternoon?
That's definitely true.
There was culture shock. Yeah.
Yes.
People waving to me. It's like, why are you waving to me? I don't know you. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you know
flow.
It's funny you say that, because I'm a very outgoing person, so I will speak to people, like a small conversation, and I feel if I look at somebody, make eye contact, either I go like this or I'll say something. But I'm born and raised here. But I do notice that, and I know there's a lot of people from southern states will say that, but that's the way I am.
Yeah, you fit right in on the South. If you did that,
Yeah,
even New York. New Yorkers are more friendly than Connecticut.
Yeah, we're conservative.
Man, that's bad.
Yeah. You can strike up a conversation with a New Yorker like that. Like,
yeah. So what you think, Lori?
South, much friendly. Much more friendly. Up here, everyone is cold. I lived down in Virginia for like about 15, 16 years. Big difference. When I first moved down there, I was like, oh, everybody hugs. And they're real nice. So, yeah, we're real hard now up here.
Yeah. So this one right here is a classic. Really can't get away from this one. When I think of Blockbuster, I do think of this movie right here. It's the first time the special effects were introduced, because Steven Spielberg introduced the special effects in this movie with the dinosaurs and all that stuff.
Yeah, the computer graphics was groundbreaking in that movie.
Yeah, and the soundtrack too. Not the soundtrack, the sound system. The design
Oh yeah.
movie with the roars and the
Right.
steps and the stumps of the dinosaur. So had to get on the list, guys.
Oh, sure.
I'll go
Yeah.
with Lady Sasha. When you first seen this movie, what was your thoughts?
I did not get to see it in the movie theater. I saw it on VHS rental, or maybe it was a DVD rental. I can't remember. But I saw it. We rented it from Blockbuster. But my mother still had a surround sound, so I could still hear a lot of that stuff. But I think I probably would have enjoyed it more on the big screen. But we watched it. The time that we rented, we watched it like 3 times in that weekend.
Okay.
Like we played it like over and over again. But what was really cool about the special effects is they merged 2 things. They did practical effects and CGI, and they merged them together. Like they had some scenes where it's a real practical effect of a big dinosaur head, and then when they show the dinosaurs running, that's the CGI, and it's seamless. You can't tell where one stops and the other begins.
True that. Fitz, what's your thoughts when you first seen this movie?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was pretty remarkable. It's just like Josh said, there's a lot of practical effects in it. There's not as much CG as you would think. There's a lot, but it's not a full CG movie. It was a really good blending of the two, and this was way back when the technology was really pretty in its infancy. And I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater. It's been so long. I can't remember all the details. But I remember thinking it was really such an entertaining, great movie. Spielberg's such a great director, so he knows how to really film scenes and tug at your emotions and stuff. And he's got some great. The scene where what's his name takes off his glasses, and you get the camera just pulls in on him. So really, really great. The characterizations between the characters. It's a movie, so there's some weird stuff. There was the operating system that girl uses on a computer wasn't a real thing.
Movie stuff.
It was a movie stuff, although people tried to simulate it after the fact. But it was really good. I remember a friend he had read the book when it was come out, and so he was. So I did see it in the theater. I'm trying to get the time frame where I was, because that time in the early '90s, I was kind of back and forth, different locations, and. So at that time, I was back in Connecticut because I remember a friend of mine was reading at the time the book, and he was telling me about it, the difference between a book and a movie and some stuff. Really, apparently it's a really good book as well. So yeah, that was a fantastic movie. I think it probably still aged really well. I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
So Lori, what's your thoughts when you first seen it?
I thought it was a great movie. I like the dinosaurs, a lot of action. Just action packed.
Yeah.
Good movie.
So great scenes with the Velociraptors.
I think I seen it in the theater, but it was just so long ago. I don't remember where or anything like that, but I did see it in the theater.
Okay, I'm gonna put Lady Sasha. North Haven movie theater. I had blue jeans on. But I do remember watching it in North Haven movie theater, and the scene that blew my mind was when they came across the field and seen all the dinosaurs out there on the prairie or whatever. That was a really good scene. And the scene where they were being chased by the T-Rex and the Jeep.
More violent.
Yeah.
When I lived in New Haven, we used to always go to the North Haven Theater just to interact with the audience, because there's certain theaters that are like real quiet and other theaters are more demonstrative. And North Haven is a more demonstrative theater. So whenever I want to see like a slasher movie, horror movie, like Freddy versus Jason, I think we saw that at the North Haven Theater, and people were just yelling at the screen. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's definitely North Haven theater. They're known for that. Mr. Dan in Horror says the book is good, more violent. See, learn something new every day. Just like Lady Sasha was saying about the book, it was totally different.
Yes.
From the movie.
Oh, I had a problem with what they did to to one character. There's one little black boy in the book. His name is Mike Hanlon. Half of the book is from his perspective, because he's recounting what has happened to the police, or actually detectives. And then in the book, he has a mother and a father, have an agricultural farm. He goes to private school, which is why he joins the Losers Club later. They didn't know him right away because he went to private school. He didn't go to public school with them. He plays in a marching band. They took all that away from him in the movie, and they made his parents crackheads that died in a fire.
Damn.
Yeah, they made his grandfather abusive. Which he didn't have. His grandfather had passed away in the book. His grandfather was a World War II veteran, as a matter of fact. And it's like all the other characters are so accurate that doing this to him, I can only look at the writer and say, like, your racism is getting in the way of your writing. Because why are you doing? Why did it bother you that this black character was smart? They also took away that he went to college, came back, became the town librarian.
Yeah.
They took everything that was positive about his character and made him into like a stereotype. And I hated them for that. Even though the movie itself was such a good movie. If you didn't read the book and you didn't know those things, you'd really enjoy it. But it kind of was like an FU to the people that like the books. Yeah. And Stephen King, he's just counting his money. He never cares anymore, like what happens with his stuff. He'll go on Twitter and say, "Yeah, that was great," because he's probably contractually obligated to say that. I don't know.
So Flycan DFW says hello from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, Fort Worth.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. All right, so what else we have here?
Sorry to go off on that rant about
No. I like when you say that because you're passionate, but you come with the receipts. You always got to come with the receipts. All right, so the last but not least.
Oh, yeah. The Blockbuster of blockbusters.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one. So I want to start with you, Fitz. What was your thoughts and how did this leave an impression on you when you first seen this movie?
Oh, huge impression. That was the thing when I was a kid. The movie was just amazing. I lost track of how many times I've watched it on cable as a kid. Every time it was on, I stopped to watch it. To toys, I had all kinds of toys from there, and it's such an amazing movie. I mean, the plot is kind of paper thin in a sense, but it's so well edited. The music, the themes, the character introductions. It's just one of those films that you can see why it's such a cultural phenomenon. It hasn't been surpassed. Maybe Empire was also really good, maybe in some ways better, but you can't really beat the magic of the first one. And it was such an unusual movie when you, especially in the 70s. When you see that, it's totally different than anything else. Not, the special effects were amazing, but just the whole themes, the world building. You had a real lived-in world science fiction that kind of took itself seriously enough, but it had some levity and some humor in it. Absolutely fantastic characters. All of them had very distinct and memorable personalities. And of course,
I agree with you. Lady Sasha, what's your thoughts?
I saw it mostly on video in later years. I have more of a memory of Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
I remember. I don't know if Fitz remembers. Do you remember that Aunt Gail used to have like this area in her basement where she would project a movie onto the wall? It was an Empire Strikes Back, but it wasn't a VCR. It was like before VCRs. It was like some type of.
It was a laser.
It looked like a film canister, but a miniature film canister of the film, and she would play the film on the wall.
It might have been a film, might have been like 8mm film or something.
Yeah, it was a literal film.
It was a reel-to-reel.
Yeah,
and she used to play Empire Strikes Back on her wall. She had a beautiful condo out in Wethersfield, and had a finished basement and had it set up so you can play movies on the wall. And I remember laying on my sleeping bag and watching Empire Strikes Back that way.
Okay. So Flycan DFW says video and audio was great. Thanks for being on today and appreciate that. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Raymond.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. So,
how about you? Did you ever see it in the theater? Star Wars?
I haven't seen it in the theaters, but I did watch it at my cousin's house. And when we watched it, it was like very impressive on me because it was cutting edge stuff. It wasn't the usual stuff that we're used to seeing. I definitely like the flight scenes with the X-Wing fighters in space.
Oh, yeah.
The practical effects, which me and your sister can relate to. We love our practical effects with the costumes and the aliens and all that stuff. The soundtrack, I like everything about it. Was just kind of nice for me. It's something new that I've never seen before. So it definitely what me on me.
People called it the accidental masterpiece. You know,
Mhm.
I understand the first cut was actually a mess, and his wife helped edit it, and they came in and rearranged scenes and things, and it turned it into the classic it is today.
And he was on a budget. Well, the studio was like, look, we can't afford to do the first three, so you have to do something else. And he did 3, 4, I think 3, 4, and 5, or was it 5, 4, and 6? I'm not sure, but he did it like that.
Yeah,
it was 4, 5, and 6. So
4, 5, and 6. Yeah,
he did it. He did those first, and then he came back and did the other ones. So it worked out for him.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. The first Star Wars movie was kind of a low budget film. Really
it was low budget, but they definitely put the money in the special effects at that time because he was creating at the same time. He had his own Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. That's his company. Sky Ranch and all that stuff.
Did he also work with Jim Henson? Or some of the creature design?
Later. I don't
that
know
was
the first movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The second movie and the third movie, I believe, is they came in.
Jim Henson is known for the movie you like, The Dark Crystal.
Oh, I loved it.
And The Labyrinth.
The series, let me tell you something. It's the Dark Crystal series on Netflix. I've watched that 4 times. So that's literally 40 hours of my life that I spent watching the Dark Crystal series. But it was so good. It
is good. I started watching it myself and what I've seen. I'm like, hey, did they really pay homage to the source material? I thought it was going to downplay or whatever. But
I think it's better than the original movie because the original movie was actually a little too slow for kids. I think kids would have checked out. It's a little boring for little, small kids. But that's not even my favorite. Labyrinth was my favorite.
Yeah, that's David Bowie in it.
Yeah. And just the opening of that movie where Hoggle is peeing in the little pond. I'm like, this is a movie that doesn't care.
Yeah.
And showing the reality of fairies. And a lot of American content, fairies are made to be these nice things, but in actual folklore, they're not. There's stories of fairies that will like cut out your shadow and you die, or like they're not nice creatures. They're a troll and a leprechaun. Those are types of fairies. They're not nice people.
Okay. So Mr. Dan Horace says Rick Baker brought some of his creature design to Star Wars. Yes, and you know what? Let's salute Rick Baker because he did a lot. He was cutting edge on a lot of practical effects. From Predator to so many things.
American Werewolf in London. He revolutionized werewolf transformation scenes.
Yeah,
that was just. And he actually left The Howling to work on American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. You know what?
I do have a question for you guys before we move on from Star Wars. What did you guys think of episode 1? Because I worked in a movie theater the summer that episode 1 dropped, and I saw the lines of people waiting to see that movie. Like we had lines out the door to see episode 1.
I did see episode 1 in the movie theater, and I gotta say the special effects and stuff was great. The story. That wasn't it for me. Did you see episode 1 of Star Wars, the new one?
I didn't see
it. Did you see it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. I was eagerly anticipating seeing it in the theaters, and so we went to see it in the theaters. And like you, it was sort of ho hum. The last lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan and the 3-way was really good. It had really good music and score, and rumors are Spielberg directed it, but I don't know if that's the truth or not. That scene, that section, but yeah, again, it was kind of a disappointment. We had such high hopes, and I had a coworker, I still remember to this day. He says he went to see it, and he says he kept waiting for it to get good. As he was watching it. I guess it's the best way to sum it up.
Yeah, I had a couple of those movies myself. I was like, all right, it's been 20 minutes, about to kick in.
So keep good. Of course, after watching the most recent Star Wars, that was high art, but I will get into it.
I turned it off. I was watching it on Disney Plus, and when she watched, it went from, okay, I can't save Chewbacca because, for whatever reason. And then the very next scene, she can move planes, like, or starships, and I'm like, "Which a minute ago you couldn't when Chewbacca was."
Yeah.
I turned it off. I said, "No, I can't." And she's so
Yeah.
boring. I'm so sorry. I wanted to root for Rey. She's so boring. She's unlikable. I actually had a whole conversation with my sister about how, do you know in Army of the Dead,
Yeah.
the girl that played the daughter in Army of the Dead, she would have made a better Rey than who they chose for Rey. She was more, even though her character was really annoying, the actor is compelling enough that she would have been a better choice to play Rey.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mr. Dan and Horace said Rick Baker brought some of his creature designer. Read that one. Got to meet Billy D. Williams, and he did Empire 7 months later. I saw him on Broadway and Fences.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
All right. So this is the part, guys. This is it. Hey, look who just
Oh, hello.
Hey,
what's up?
Knight.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Speaking of Jaws,
Yeah, we were just talking about Jaws. Yeah,
is that the
Oh,
thing
okay.
too, as well?
yeah.
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 So right on time. It's the speed round.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this one's gonna be like geared towards blockbuster movies, stuff like that. We just had a little segment talking about certain movies that me and Lori put together, a list that we know was critiquing a little bit. And this is the fun part that Lady Sasha loves. Fitz, we're gonna start off with you. You're the new
Uh-oh.
guy.
What do I get myself into?
So, how many crew members was on the space shuttle in Armageddon? Do.
Which space shuttle?
There's only one.
There was two. One got blown up.
Well, then the answer to the second one would be zero.
Yeah, there was zero.
Not that one.
Well, it got obliterated.
We're not done. It was 11.
It was
11.
11?
Yes, it was 11 members.
Hmm.
That was
The
on.
real one only has 7. What do the other 3
Okay.
fit into?
So
Okay.
the next question is, what type and color was the car Ferris Bueller drove on his day off?
Oh, Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a red Porsche, remember correctly.
I'm going to go down to Lady Sasha.
I don't know. The only car I remember is the one that when the boy, I forget his name, his friend was having like a hissy fit, and he put his foot on the car and it went over the cliff out of his house. But I don't remember the model of the car.
Night Watch on?
A red Jaguar.
No. Okay.
A red Ferrari.
Ah,
Ooh, it might be a Ferrari.
Mm.
okay. All right.
Ferrari.
I think you got it.
No, so.
All right, come on, baby.
Okay. Number 3. What is the brand name of sneaker Forrest Gump went for a run in?
You start with me?
I'll guess. I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead. You go. I don't know.
Lady
I'm gonna
Sasha,
guess Nike.
you got it. Who don't wear Nike?
Yeah.
That's great.
There-
And
First you killed the car, yeah.
You killed the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one they tried to run backwards to change the
Yeah.
odometer.
Yeah.
And the valets that stole it for a little while and tried around town.
All right. Number 4. Which one creature is Indiana Jones is afraid of? Snake, spider,
Oh.
or rat? Go ahead, Lady Sasha. You had your hand up.
Okay, snakes. Because he always says, "Why did it have to be snakes?"
Yeah.
Why did it have to be
Right.
snakes?
Okay.
Mhm.
It's funny because everything else he's absolutely not afraid of.
Mhm.
But
Exactly.
snakes,
He's not afraid of people ripping hearts out of other people's chests or
Mhm.
anything like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Bugs and creatures and creepy crawlers. Just throw them off you. Snake. Ah!
All right. How many-
That reminds me. I don't know if you've seen the anime City Hunter. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
There's one character who's absolutely afraid of kittens. He's this big burly guy, not afraid of anything, but kittens is his arch nemesis. Anyways.
All right. Number 5. How many Infinity Stones does Thanos collect?
4, right?
5.
There's 4 or 5. It's on the hand. Was
It's
there a thumb?
5.
Okay, so there was a thumb. I couldn't remember if it was a thumb or not. I know there were 4 in the knuckles.
Yeah. Okay.
But we know now that they're just paperweights.
That was a good one.
In Jurassic Park, how many volts are used in infamous fence?
How many volts?
In the electric
Don't
fence,
remember.
how many
I
volts?
don't
I
remember.
was going to guess 480.
20,000.
It's at 20,000.
Let's go with night watch.
Oh, wait, let me do it. Let me do it. Price is right. 20,001.
2001. Yeah, well, all the volts. How about that?
All the votes.
I'll give you choices: 20,000, 25,000, 15, or 10,000.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know. 10,000?
You got it.
Yeah.
10,000.
10,000 volts? It just sounds like a cool
10,000.
number.
Yeah,
Keep them dinosaurs in.
Yeah. This is,
Wow.
well, all but one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which actor appeared
Oh,
the
we know
most in
that.
the X-Men franchise?
Hugh Jackman.
Mhm.
Could you repeat that again? I didn't quite catch
Hugh
it.
Jackman? Nope.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, it's at the bottom of the screen. If you look at the.
Oh, okay. Which actor appeared the most in the X-Men franchise? It wasn't Hugh Jackman?
Nope.
Oh, how about Patrick Stewart?
Yes.
Yes.
Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
Xavier.
That's Sir Xavier.
Plot the cost 213 Mach 9.
I have a question. Has that dude ever been young? Because I saw him in a movie. I've seen him in Dune. I've seen him in oh God,
Excalibur. He was younger.
Life Force, and he was
Like that.
I gotta watch Excalibur again. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Did he have hair?
He had a little bit of hair, if I remember correct.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's another one. He has never been, even when he was on the Electric Company, I'm pretty sure he was 40 then. Like, this dude's never been young.
Great head, yeah.
All right, so the next one is my precious is what? A ring, necklace, or bracelet?
It's a ring.
There it is.
That's what Schmeagle's always talking about. My precious.
My precious. My precious. Mine's is.
Mine's is.
I got the need for speed. Go ahead, Phil.
Right into
Oh man, he's full of the Kenny.
yeah, props to that one, man.
Mhm.
What is
Do you remember the video that you made when you were like 14? You took a plane like that, like a model plane, and a ruler. You glued it to a ruler, and then you took a rubber band and put the ruler on the VHS recorder we had, and you flew it around the house.
Camera?
Yeah, and then when you played the tape back, it looked like the plane was flying through the house.
I'd forgotten about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you? She's got the memory like a.
My long-term memory, my short-term memory is crap. Ask me what I had for lunch on Friday. I don't know.
Wow.
There you go, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Steel Ball and Excalibur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's yeah.
And Fly Candy says, "Have a great show." Time is
Let's start the grill.
All right, see you later.
All right.
Yeah, later.
Sounds like a plan.
Right.
What was the first blockbuster movie ever?
I'm gonna say Jaws. I think Jaws changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was Jaws.
It was Jaws. It was
All
Jaws.
right.
Dun, 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 dun. Making
What's the name of the skyscraper in the movie Die Hard?
Nakatomi.
Yep.
Not to tell me what.
Plaza.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, I thought it today. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the speed round.
You did on 11?
That's it. I usually do 10. That's a little bonus one. Right?
Oh, there's a bonus round.
That was the Christmas question.
Yeah. That should be the next question. Is or is not Die Hard a Christmas movie? Right?
What do you guys think?
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's a Christmas movie.
You got to.
I think it's kind of like what was that movie with Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life.
One for Life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which came out in the summer. It came out. Yeah, look it up. It's like a summer movie, but everybody thinks of it as a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you guys came to the platform and participated in our little summer blockbuster thing today, dealing with blockbuster movies. The reason why we came up with this one is due to summertime. Mm-hmm. Anytime you hit the summer, it's always some type of big movie coming out with a lot of special effects and action and stuff like that. You really don't get too many comedy blockbuster movies in the summer. A love story is always geared towards action and special effects, which is fine. Mm-hmm. But making this list, looking through everything, it was Harry Potter, it was Avengers, it was Indiana Jones, it was Star Wars, Fast and Furious franchise. So everything was dealing with action and special effects.
There's one I'm surprised you didn't mention, especially considering what day it is.
It's Independence
Day.
Yeah, for like 4 years straight, it was like a Will Smith summer because we had Bad Boys 2, Independence Day. It was like for years, it was Will Smith Day.
Yeah,
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Even his franchise, because he had a Men in Black.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that was on the 4th of July weekend too.
Yeah, and then you had Wild Wild West that came out in July,
and that's what ended it.
Yeah, let's forget that one.
Well, it's the producer's fault. The producer wanted that giant spider, and they just that was not in the script.
Yeah, that one kind of like took the movie.
It's like, how can you mess up the Wild Wild West?
And what's worse, he turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix to do Wild Wild West.
Right?
Yeah, people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Speaking of that, what you think about the new Matrix? Because they wrapped up productions already. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
The new Matrix, he said?
Yeah, Matrix 4.
Yeah, I heard they're making like a number 4, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's wrapped up. It's already done.
My first question is why?
Right.
But that's just me.
Speaking of Matrix, I have to prove my brother wrong.
Uh-oh.
In the Matrix Revolutions, you said, who would party when it's the end of the world? Have you seen this last year?
Yeah.
Answers your question. Some people are going to party regardless of what's happening.
That's true. Touche.
It's a pandemic. Let's have a party. So yeah, the Matrix predicted that those people exist.
Do you remember the scene where everybody was partying and welcoming all the aliens at Independence Day with the signs?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Just before they got blasted.
Yeah.
Right.
Like green light hit them.
It was it last year or the year before last when the babies, I call them the babies, but the Gen Zs, when they were going to storm
Area 51,
right? Yeah, Area 51. Yeah. So talking about show us them aliens. They had signs that said, show us them aliens. And they were Naruto running. That was the funniest part. I don't know what that was supposed to do, Naruto running.
But you know what? Speaking of alien movies, me and Lori got a chance to watch Tomorrow War, which I definitely enjoyed.
I just saw it last night.
Have you watched that?
I did. I watched it last night, and it was actually pretty good. It's a popcorn movie, it's not high art, but it was a very fun movie.
Yeah, night watch. Yeah. What about you?
I haven't seen it yet, but I was waiting to hear if it was all right or not. The trailer I thought looked pretty good, so
it kind of just going with an open mind. It kind of goes off in a different direction than you would think after a while, but it had some really nice themes of sort of regret and redemption and purpose. It was really well done. It was just a nice. It could have been sort of a semi-blockbuster if it was out in the theaters. I mean, it could have been really just a good action. Not not terribly deep as far as it's not the Green Mile or anything like that, but it was just a nice just a nice action movie. Yeah, it was real done.
Nice. Sasha, have you seen it yet or no?
I have not seen it yet, but I would. I said before Night Watch was here. I mean, people are probably going to judge me, but my favorite summer blockbuster movies are the Fast and Furious movies, and I know they're ridiculous. I know they don't make any sense.
I'm gonna co-sign that. I'm with you. Stand united, stand united. Stand.
Yes, but they are fun, especially if you get to see them in 4DX. We have a 4DX theater in Florida, well, in Orlando, and the 4DX, it's in 3D, but also the seats move, and then also, if there's like fog, then they shoot fog into the theater. If it's raining, it will rain on you. If it's snowing, it will snow on you. Watching Fast and Furious in 4DX is good because when they're racing, the seats are moving like you're in the car.
Okay.
However, when they're fighting, the seats punch you in the back, and I don't know how to feel about that. And you can't eat while you're watching the movie because you might be trying to. Like,
oh my god! People
can't eat while you're
dropping
watching the
their
movie.
drinks on themselves and everything.
Yeah. What was crazy? They allow you to buy food and bring it in there, and it's like, I feel bad for the cleanup crew because this is not going to work. It's not going to work out right.
That's what I was going to say. It's a setup.
So don't sit in front or behind anybody, huh?
Yeah.
I think you can stand back and watch our guys drop your food and laugh and stuff.
You can. I think there's a button to turn your seat off if you don't want to be jostled or if you don't want to be rained on. There's a button that's like, don't shoot the mist at me. But even when it's like, when they show explosions, it'll shoot like a burst of hot air at you.
Is there a knob to turn it to 11? Adrenaline junkies?
Yes.
Have you seen it yet, Sasha?
F9?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
I want to see it so bad.
Laura, you might see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to see them go into space.
Although
I don't know whether the duct tape is going to work. There was duct tape.
Right. Freaking Tyrese.
I don't know. I saw one thing. There's a preview where he's driving and he turns a knob and two cars go away from him.
That's the magnet.
And they said it's a magnet thing.
Yeah.
Magnets don't work that way.
Yeah.
Nothing works the way that it does in F9. Like don't think about physics at all. Don't think about
reality.
Don't think about gravity.
Yeah. I told you there's one movie where airplane took 20 minutes to take off on the runway. It's like, I didn't know runways are 100 miles long.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what, though? They are the king of the popcorn movies. I definitely Fast and Furious series. They keep elevating far as stunts and stuff like that. I appreciate what they bring far as the stunt drivers, how they put together these action sequences and stuff like that. And they always focus on family.
Yeah. And they have an international appeal because the cast is so diverse. Right. And I think it was F7 when they jumped the car from one building to another in Dubai.
Right.
They actually did that at the request of like some like Saudi prince or something wanted them to do that in Dubai. So they was like, okay, if you finance it, part of the movie, we'll do it.
And you know what?
And they give you the car.
It's funny though, but this is the only franchise that's fully populated with melanated people.
Yes.
From different races. I haven't came across one yet that has that many melanated people that have such a big franchise that's been running so long consistently over 10 years. So on that right
longer
there.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have what's his name? Van Diesel.
Yep.
Tyrese.
Although I don't like Tyrese, they need to bring Ja Rule back. Tyrese is only there because Ja Rule went to jail.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Don't tell Tyrese that.
He stand-in? Yes.
Well, I like Tyrese though. I like Tyrese, and I like Ja Rule. You know,
and I don't mind Ludacris. Sometimes I had the two reggaeton singers that are there. It's Daddy Yankee. I forgot the other guy's name that he's there. I like the like Michelle Rodriguez is an all-star. She should be in so many action movies by herself, and I don't know why they're.
God.
Doesn't she always get killed off in her movies though?
She does. They always kill her, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's at her request at this point or what.
Oh, she's still alive in the Fast movies.
The one that came back that died, the Japanese guy.
Yeah,
Han.
I don't think it's supposed to be. Wait, how is he Japanese? But his name is Han. Han is a Chinese name, or Korean or Chinese.
Korean.
Yeah, not a Japanese name.
But that's like I was saying, just it's just a plethora of different races and stuff like that up there. So I definitely appreciate it like that.
Yeah.
But if
even the director, like
is Han's character supposed to be Korean?
You know what?
I can't remember if he's
There's
Korean.
Koreans in Japan. There's lots of Koreans in Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Korea is an emerging market for films as well. So it makes smart business sense for them to introduce or reintroduce a Korean character.
Right.
Yeah, but when they had an accident and he got killed by Jason Statham,
yeah.
That square right there in Japan, that's a famous section. It's almost equivalent to like what's that place we go to down in New York?
Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
It's equivalent to that because you always see it in movies, stuff like that.
That's
it's that little
Shibuya, or
it's like I
know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know where that's called, but yeah, it's a little famous.
Use that walkway when they do shots in Japan for some reason. Yeah, so even in the Resident Evil, they had that scene in there.
Resident Evil. Did. Yes.
Ooh, boy.
Speaking of New York, that's where the basis for Fast and the Furious is actually after this article I was written about these New York street racers. And the main one was this Puerto Rican dude. So Dominic Toretto's character is based off this Puerto Rican dude from New York. I don't know why they switched it from New York to LA and changed. I don't know why they did that. Probably it's easier. Probably easier to shoot. Probably easier to shoot in LA than in New York. But yeah, the characters are based off of these. This dude was so famous in New York street racing that he had endorsement deals, even though he wasn't part of NASCAR or Formula. Was it Formula 51 or something like that? I forgot what
Formula
called.
Formula 1.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. He wasn't part of none of that. He was just a street racer. But he was getting endorsement deals to be shown. Just wear this jacket, wear these sneakers, drive our car, and it was wild.
Yeah, you know what? They do that a lot. Like N1 is not officially part of the NBA, but they sponsor people like the Professor and other Skip to My Lou, other basketball players that do get endorsed. So yeah, I could see him doing that because Nas was a main component in, sponsoring these street racers and the guy you're referring to. Actually, in New Jersey, I think it's called Germantown, where they race. Do a lot of racing. My friend John, he used to race back in the mid-'90s, and I remember him going up there and doing a lot of racing and stuff. Do
you know where they race in Connecticut?
They did it on the boulevard. One day, his ass had in the car one day, and this guy pulled up next to him. And I couldn't even say, don't. I was ready, like, G-shock into my seat. He already just
wow.
like this. And next thing I know, I was in West Haven.
Well, that's a Tyrese moment.
Where I saw them do it the most is the Berlin Turnpike, because there's a long stretch of road there. I was in a car with my friend one time, and he had a 1984, 1985 Camaro. And somebody pulled up next to him. It was like in a Toyota, and they're going, nee, nee, nee. and then he started stepping on his gas, and it just went so low. It was like, and I think they forfeit just at that moment. It was just like, no.
We good.
Yeah, just the sound of that Camaro's engine was like, bitched your car out.
I had my Fast and Furious moment back in school. We there was a friend of mine of us, me and my roommates. There's this Japanese girl in Daytona. And this was Daytona Beach, and there was this Japanese girl that was a friend of me and myself and some friends and roommates. And she bought a car. It was a Mitsubishi 3000 GT, if you know what that is.
Ooh, yes.
It was like a twin turbo stick shift, and she did not know how to drive a stick shift. So she was a spoiled little rich girl. She bought this super hot rod car, and we're like, why did you buy this car? Well, she had this buddy, this Japanese guy that was a buddy of hers. I didn't really know him very well, but he apparently was a car guy. And apparently he saw himself as some sort of race car driver or something, or he did it on weekends. And when she brought the car over, and we said, "Oh, let's go for a ride." So it's okay. So me and my roommate and her buddy got in a car. I was in the front seat, and he proceeds to drive at insane speeds at night on the back roads of Daytona Beach. And I'm looking at the speedometer, and it's way past 100. And I'm saying, tell this guy, slow down. I mean, all it would take was a deer to run out and we'd all be dead. And this guy is pulling around corners. And in all fairness, he was a good driver, but he was going way too fast for those roads, and he's screeching around these corners, and that's an impressive car, by the way. But I swore I'd never drive with him again after he did that. It was just scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, because you ride motorcycles, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, do you?
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're braver than me. I'm so scared of motorcycles.
Yeah, you get up there some speed. You gotta control.
Yeah, motorcycles. That's a whole nother.
Right.
That's
television.
I actually have an old Yamaha FZR 600 that I used to ride. But it's you keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, because you have to watch other people around you.
Yeah, it can be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I would do a trike. My neighbors across the street have those. They're like motorcycles, but they have two wheels in the front and one in the back. I would do that, but I wouldn't do like just a regular.
Well,
motorcycle.
actually, the motorcycle is actually safer.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about when things are in the road. You have to try to go around. Whereas the motorcycle, it maneuvers around objects a lot easier.
Yeah.
Trike can tip.
Yeah, a friend of mine just died 2 weeks ago on the trike.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
I went down to Florida and I went to what's this guy named? He has a racetrack down there, and I drove a Ferrari and a Lamborghini on the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you
I heard about that. Yeah.
I signed so many waivers. Like I'm just signing. The guy said, "Okay, you have to slam on the brakes, and you have to turn quick. It's not that like a regular car, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I think I got up to like 125. Like I'm good. But I'm not going to be stuck in Florida paying this car off.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear what that dude did? The what was it called? The Redneck Rave.
What's that?
There was this big outdoor festival in Kentucky called Redneck Rave. And this dude he's okay. I'm only telling the story because he's okay. He got impaled because he had a golf cart that he put a mechanism in it for NOS so that it can go super fast. And he went so fast, he went over this log that was about 2 inches wide, and it impaled him through like his side. And they had to airlift him to the hospital and take the log out and everything. But why would you put NOS in a golf cart?
Because you're watching Fast and Furious.
And he's a man. We do stuff like that as men. We don't put too much process and stuff. Yeah.
Is that the Almost Fast and Almost Furious?
It looks beautiful. It's enough for us. But yeah, next week is going to be geared towards the ladies. I reached out to Chauncey, and she reached back, and we're going to do something dealing with ladies, powerful women, and movies and TV.
So all kung fu movies then, right?
Yes. I grew up on that.
Ladies.
We cover everything. In front of the camera, behind the camera.
Shout out to that first Asian sister that decided to put the razor blades in her hair, because that was genius.
But it's going to be her, Lori, Lady Sasha, and I got one more female guest that's coming up here. It's going to be a great show. Of course, if you guys want to come through and support, put something in the comment. I greatly appreciate it. But this one's going to be for the ladies. The ladies are going to take front call in this one, and it's going to be good. I'm working on it now.
Should be interesting.
I will give you this. Have you guys seen The Punisher? Warzone?
No, not that one.
You haven't seen that one?
Mm-mm.
No? All right, check it out. That's the best one. It's the most goriest one. High body.
Okay.
Is that a movie?
Now you speak my language.
That was the second,
He said gory.
one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get busy.
Okay.
And that was a female who made that movie.
Oh, very cool.
Interesting. I never was into The Punisher until I saw the spin-off from Daredevil, on the
John
Netflix.
Bernthal.
Yeah. I thought he did a good job as in the role.
I do artwork. I do a lot of drawing stuff. And I met the artist who did The Punisher in my early 20s, like 22. He signed some of my posters and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait for next week, guys. So, Lady Sasha, be ready.
Mm-hmm.
This speed round is going to be serious.
Oh, so that's probably gonna.
It's going to be serious. And Night Watch, There's some I want to tap your ear about. I got an idea for you. Maybe do a collaboration with something.
Okay.
Fitz, I'm glad you came on the platform. As always, you are welcome to come anytime you want to join us and have a good time, hang out like we're doing now.
Yeah, thanks. A great time.
Cool. Again, you know, if you're going to do an interview on what you do with your models and stuff, I will definitely do something with you with that. And that's it. And you will be seeing Lori. I'm trying to get it to the point where she just take over the show.
Yeah.
You have the con number one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Baby stuff, because I seen it now. She understand how it is. So like comments, you know, you got to do this down here, talk, and keep it flowing.
You got to herd the cats, as they say.
That was sexist.
What, herding the cats?
You are only saying this because I almost feel bad for you because you have 4 sisters. He's the only brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has 4 little sisters that he has to deal with.
Nice.
And I'm going to tell him you said this.
Well, actually, tonight, I think I'm going to work tonight. I'm going to put some more stuff together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See what I can do like that.
Nice.
It's definitely want to be good. I think that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Oh, thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you so much.
put both your channels in the comments after the video so that people can find you. Yeah.
Please do that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, always do that. Night Watch, always do that. Fitz, always do that.
Like
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to check out Night Watch.
Yeah, man.
Like and subscribe, guys. The people who's watching, please like and subscribe. I'm thinking I'm ready to take this to the next level. Get some new software. Start really focusing on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Appreciate you coming through. I'll see you next week, Lady Sasha.
Bye, everybody.
All right,
All right.
bye.
Night Watch. Again,
All right. See you guys later.
Support.
Bye.